Hi again guys, and welcome to, of course, another tune setup for Gran Turismo Sport in particular. And as promised yesterday in my review for this car, the Ferrari 458, I said that I would do a tune setup for it, which is the exact same tune that I was using yesterday. Now that's in N400, so it's got less power than originally, but of course you can use it for pretty much anything between N400 and N600, and you'll have very good results from it. And you could even take it higher, of course, if you want to, because the whole point of these tunes is not to keep it in the class that I've done. That's just a point of reference. So if you want to give it more power, you can. This is more so for the handling than anything else. Now, as far as the tune or tune parts themselves, in other words, the upgrades, I've dropped the weight as much as you can. As I said, I have reduced the power. That will depend on you, depend on what you intend to use the car for, of course, and it will also obviously depend on balance of performance if that applies, which kind of neutralises whatever you've done anyway. Now, as far as the tyres, we've got Sport Softs. To be honest, it's already so good with those, it feels like you don't even need racing tyres, but of course you could go for racing if you want to. As far as the suspension, we've got the ride height on 105mm on the back, 85 on the front, the frequency on 2.3. For the anti-roll bars, I've got 7 and 6. For the compression side of the dampers, we've got 58. And then on the rebound side of things, we've got 85. Neutral camber and neutral toe. It does have a little bit of downforce on the back, which you cannot adjust. As far as the diff, which of course makes a huge difference to any car like this, I've opted for, as you can see, the lowest settings for both the initial torque and the acceleration, and then the highest setting for the braking. Then as far as the transmission, I've left it stock. Now, technically speaking, you could definitely make it even quicker by, for instance, for N400, making the gears a little bit tighter together, because you don't need as much top-end speed because it's less powerful. So again, you could probably drop the lap time by maybe another half a second, maybe even another second at drag and trail, but as a point of reference, you'll see how quick it can be when we take it out in just a second. So if you do decide to increase the power, I would recommend changing the gear settings. For the moment, it feels fast enough, but of course you can make it quicker if you do fit the race transmission instead. So that's down to you. But as I said, all that remains is to take it out to our test track of choice to see how it compares to some of the other tunes that I've already done. Now, the handling on this car, as far as I'm concerned, is pretty much unparalleled, because it's not just fast, it's not just competitive, and it's not even just forgiving. There are plenty of cars that actually do offer all of that. This is fun as well, and it's so rare to me to have essentially all four of those boxes ticked, where it has good steering, good handling, because those are two very different things, it's highly competitive, and it's fun. There are very few cars that have all four of those as strongly as this one does. Now, in terms of straight line performance, as I said, the gearbox tuning will make a difference, getting through the gears quicker, and also unleashing more top speed if you do give it more power. But as far as what it can do, with the completely stock transmission, it can do just over a 150 lap. Which, as a point of reference, is about half a second slower than my Porsche 997 shape 911 GT3. That's not bad at all, given that that car did have the race transmission, and of course they're on equal footing when it comes to power. If I recall correctly though, I think the Porsche has an advantage for weight, so to still only be that far behind with the stock gearbox and with more weight, it shows you what this car is capable of. So if you do decide to use this tune, I hope you have a ton of fun with it. It's a very enjoyable car to drive. And of course, if you're new to the channel or you want to check out my other tunes, you can click right here on screen to see all of them. But for now, as always, thanks for watching.